Next project on my docket is to get this going again. The motor coughed out on me and it blew. I don't know if its rings broke or what, but laid that on the exhaust manifold down there. And it's got so much blow by it just blew it right out. So maybe it's got one last start in it. I can get it in the garage and we're going to retrofit this Isuzu diesel. It's a Thermo King 4-cylinder. We're gonna fit this in there.
Yep.
Well, there's quite a mess behind that radiator and underneath there. Pretty filthy. Been leaking some oil. But continuing on with tearing it apart. Got that out. Can't see that worth fuck. This is basically just a big Lovejoy coupler in here. So ain't gonna be too awful bad. Curious. Drained out the antifreeze. Must have had a hole in her somewhere, because those two jugs are empty. It is barely, not quite filled up one, and it's already done draining. Okay.
Motor's out.
And got a mess to clean up. But this could get interesting because the new diesel is considerably larger than the little gasser that came out. By at least another 25%. Alrighty, so I already got my plate back for this flywheel. It's all mounted up. Special thanks to H&M Machining, or Custom Machining I should say, or manufacturing, that's what we're after. Got my holder plate out that holds the pump centered and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and get it put up to the motor and get my new holes traced out and get that ready for being mounted. Got the adapter plate back to mount the pump. Time to slap it in. Note to self. Next time, just take the cab off. Yep. That's. I had to cut off the feet, the tip of the feet to get it past this bar, this pipe. It's actually a feed line for the hydraulics. And with that bigger pulley off, I actually have room that I think I can keep my original radiator in here. So I'm working on, because I had to cut those feet off, I'm gonna make motor mounts that go to those two bolt holes out of some 3-inch heavy flat stock that I can weld down to there. It'll have a little vibration to it, but it's a skid loader. What's the big deal, right? So I guess I missed a few steps. It's been taking me a couple weeks here to finally get her back around to this. Made those little feet back in there. Yeah, you can't see them now. Got most of the fuel lines hooked up. I need to add a fuel filter now between the pump going up to the injector pump. So this is just there keeping shit out of it. I wasn't actually able to use the old radiator, but it had to move her right back against the door just so that pulley was not rubbing on the oil cooler. So I put this sensor in it. I'm gonna run an electric fan off a solenoid from a temp sensor. So that's how we'll keep her cool. Other than that, it's just a few little piddly things to tighten up, throw the fan on it, and fill her up with coolant and see what happens. For future reference, the torch Sawzall blades do not like wrenches, even these cheap fuckers when you gotta make a special tool. I got the last of it hooked up. There's a weird discombobulation of fuel filter, but whatever. It'll work for right now until I can find the actual canister type. Everything else is hooked up. We have coolant. We don't have a muffler, so it's gonna be loud. And the fan is run off the relay to that sensor. So let's give her a whirl. Oh, success!